The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The lone wolf, who you thought was a good collaborator because you didn't have the right candidate insights. But once you hired them, it was all hoarding info, declining meetings, and howling at the full moon? But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can go deeper than just the resume to find you a perfect fit. By using insights from the LinkedIn network to give you a short list of best fit candidates. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
No one goes to Hank's for spreadsheets. They go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hank has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
Lamine Yamal steps into McDonald's, looks left, sees Pulisic, looks right, sees Jimenez. Gives a nod to Ronaldinho in the corner with a FIFA World Cup meal. Ronaldinho sees Son in the booth. Son finds Beckham going for extra Big Mac sauce. He's got Davies at the table just behind him. Davies going for his collectible cup. Oh, a steal by Henry, who pulls his own collectible cup. Collect one of 9 legendary cups with a FIFA World Cup meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time while supplies last. All rights reserved. 2026 McDonald's at FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hi, Andrew Staton here, Walmart TV. When it comes to film reviews, especially when it's not a specific martial arts movie, and it's specifically somebody that's epic, I thought, I need to make sure that I get it all right before I do anything. So, done a bit of research, done a bit of look round, and what I ain't going to do is I ain't going to go through everything that everybody else is telling you. Let's go through what it is first of all. And who are we talking about? Well, we all know in martial arts world, the king of kung fu is Bruce Lee. But when it comes to the king of rock and roll, it has to be Elvis. So today we're talking about the new docudrama kind of thing, but it's not a docudrama, that's what this is based on. You might remember not so long back, Baz Luhrmann's biopic on Elvis. When he was doing the research for Elvis, he found tons and tons and tons and stuff on Elvis. He thought, instead of everybody else talking about documentaries, let Elvis talk for himself, because they found hours and hours of audio interviews with Elvis. So it was sort of like, yeah, let's do that. So I've watched it. Yeah, if you're an Elvis fan, if you're into Elvis, it's a dream. It's an absolute dream. But there is little points in there that show up for us as Walmart TV. And Walmart TV, World of Martial Arts TV, you will know that we need to have an angle. We need to look at the situation where he coming from with this beautiful documentary from our side of the fence. Simple. Elvis was a big martial arts fan. In fact, he financed a documentary called Ultimate Warriors, or Gladiators, I think it was, which had just about every top martial artist in the guy, and got released by Warner Productions. Fantastic documentary. Has Benny Akidi's in it and everything else. Same thing is, it didn't have too much Elvis in it. But the people that are in there, and the person that we like to talk about, is Bill Superfoot Wallace. Bill Superfoot Wallace was in an absolute great position to actually train with Elvis down at Gracelands and stuff like that. There is actually footage of Bill there working out with Elvis, and Elvis really appreciated the time he spent with Bill. So we're sometime on the way. We're hoping that we can just catch that time again, if possible, to actually talk to Bill Superfoot Wallace about his time with Elvis. But let's get to this documentary, which is just unbelievable. The quality is superb. But what you do see in the performances, you do see Elvis do an awful lot of martial arts moves. And he liked to put, as a showman, he liked to put the moves in to, bring the action of the stage show bit more forward and do things like that. So it was amazing. It is absolutely fantastic. What you've got to really also understand is that in there, he actually talks about the movies he made and not being very happy with those movies and actually wanting to come to England and actually make better movies. One of these movies, Carlo Ponti, an Italian guy, well known, it was in the newspapers, actually wanted to put Bruce Lee and Elvis together. Now that would have been what a film, what a film. Hey, do you know what? Bruce, King of Kung Fu, Elvis, King of Rock and Roll, both loving martial arts, having fun time. It would have been, it was like one of these Jackie Chan road trips with that he's done with Chris Rock and stuff like that. It would have been an absolute blast. It would have been an absolute blast. You can see that I would have really loved that movie. It was something great. But something that you might not know is that Bruce actually loved Elvis, and he actually mimicked Elvis. He used to put on a kind of a leather jacket in Hong Kong, and he used to look and dress up like Elvis. And so much so, there is an actual picture of Bruce holding his own personal possession of Blue Hawaii. Yeah, Bruce had his own Elvis collection. He was in awe of Elvis. So, Bruce Lee was quite into Elvis quite a lot. The movies that Elvis made, again, were great. I mean, he did an awful lot of movies. And, it was under the restrictions of what he could and couldn't do. But he did fit a bit of martial arts in there and then, but nothing substantial, which is a shame. So basically, I can't say too much because, as I say, if you listen to everybody else that talks the hind leg of a donkey about, how good the documentary is, it's there. It's all out there for you to watch. What we're giving you is we're just giving you that little edge and saying, there's things in there that if you watch it and enjoy it and love Elvis, you will see there's a lot of pointers to martial arts in there. So we at Walmart TV recommend this excessively because it's great. It really is fantastic. I don't want to say much more about it. There's not much of an extras on it, but the quality and the content speaks for itself, and there's no need for me to keep waffling on about anything. But I would recommend, if you're into martial arts, you love Elvis, this is something you need. Thank you. See you soon.